Pqube.
Welcome back everyone to another NRG on the PlayStation 4, and here is Raiden 5, the director's cut. Shoot 'em up heaven? Maybe? Maybe, we'll see. Let's digress. This is a lovely cutscene to start off with. Really lovely stuff here. Very epic, very cinematic. All this Matrix time shenanigans going on. I like the style, I like the art style here, I really do. Very nice presentation. Very nice presentation on the PS4. So yes, this is Raiden 5, so it's part of the Raiden series. The original obviously came out back in 1990. Seibu Kaihatsu was the original creator of the series, and this one is done by Moss. That's what they're called, Moss. And I think there was a Raiden 6 coming out actually soon as well. And you can choose 3 different craft. You can choose the original Azuma, which is the original craft from the original game, and there's a selection of different weapon system types. So you've got the original setup, you've got your leech beam kind of thing, you've got your laser beam, and your forward facing laser plasma shot, or whatever you want to call it, and different variations of the way they behave depending on different aircraft. So there are lots of little customization, bespoke options going on, so plenty to pick from, lots of different ways to play the game. And ships to choose, and of course they've attached all the storyline to it. It's a bit like a lot of these modern shooters or remakes of older shooters, R-Type Final, Cinemora, loads of them. They have this massive epic story attached to them. I mean, they always had a story. The story behind Raiden is, of course, aliens, the Kranassians, attacking Earth, and the World Military Defense Force has to counter-attack them with their supersonic jet fighter, whatever they call the Blazing Thunders or something like that. So that's basically the story. Lots of hyperbole and nonsense going on here, so we're going to skip through a lot of it. A lot of this actually provides a distraction within the game, which is a bit of a shame, but we'll get to that in a minute. So there's some story for you, some pretty mundane voiceover work. Some of the voiceovers seem like they're not really into it that much, which you can understand why to a degree. The graphics on this are rather nice, smooth and fluid. Very faithful to the original style of the game, which is nice to see. But of course, with this pseudo 2.5 3D aspect, and much faster. You've got the environment details, weather systems and stuff like that moving around very quickly. A lot of stuff the original game didn't have, of course. And of course extensive HUDs either side. The original game was, of course, a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up. So it's taken that style still, not spreading the screen out. So we have got the sort of like the mini window in the middle with these huge HUDs at the side. And there's a lot of information going on in them. You can switch around them as well using the shoulder buttons of the PlayStation Pad too. So the information is essentially showing you a lot of online stuff as well. There's a couple of new features that they put in the game. I've got my little snaky leech beam thing there. Another way, within scenes it transitions like this, which is really nice, zooming in and out onto little mini cutscenes and then straight back into the action. Very, a very brief pause in the game to get a quick breath in. And so you've got the flashpoint gauge at the side, you've probably noticed. Essentially that's how quick you're killing the enemies, rapidly, and that induces your multiplier to extend. And of course the original traditional Raiden weapon up system with the crystals, they will change colour, and you collect them whatever colour you choose to desire and get the particular power up or boost to the weapon that you are holding at the time. So I've just switched to the laser, which in this case is a straight laser, and you can switch to the forward-facing shot, or you can switch to the leech beam kind of thing. You get the appropriate crystal. There's lots of stuff going on here, lots of ground-based enemies, and of course bonuses like that. They're all traditional bonuses. The fairies come up, all these little things that are reminiscent, sort of hark-backs to the original game and its sequels, of course, subsequent sequels, but with added effects, of course. Lots of little bonus multiplier, little scores blipping up on the screen. It's a very busy screen, very busy, and a lot of the time it's very difficult to sort of pick out like deadly bullets, projectiles that will be lethal to you, because there's a lot of movement going on, a lot of chaff and smoke and mirrors and loads of stuff going on. That is a bit distracting, but you do kind of get used to it after a while. Like I say, at the other side of the on the HUD on the left, is it your left? Or was it my left? I don't know. I suppose it's your left, one where the shield gauge is. Unlike the original games where you have a series of lives, you get hit once and you bang, you're gone, you have a shield gauge. So little hits will take a bit of your energy away, and the moment all your shield energy is depleted, boom, you're gone, it's game over. No lives, just a shield. You can replenish this, and of course you've got your bombs there to use. The original bomb icon, which is used again, so yeah, very retro feel, very harking back to the format of the original games. The changes, some of them are welcome, like I've already said, but some of them are not so welcome, and one of them is the constant voiceovers from your commanding officers or whatever they are in the corner. It's really that you can thankfully switch all that off. A lot of the time you can't even hear what they're saying, you know, and when you turn the volume up on them, they're just distracting you from the rather epic soundtrack that's being implemented. Very cinematic, very sort of a heavy drama, spacey kind of stuff going on. But that voiceover work is just irritating. I've got it switched on for the moment because just so you can hear what it's like. But generally, I switch it off when I'm playing the game seriously, because it's just annoying, and a lot of the time you can't even hear what they're saying. It's just mumbling and all that kind of stuff going on. So generally switch it off. Lovely little radar you got at the side as well, on the right side there. I like that little radar thing, so just tracking your movements. That's kind of cool. Lovely little touch. And you've also got the cheer gauge, where it says game cheer. So what this is when other people are playing the game at the same time, you can press a button to cheer on another player that's playing, and essentially that fills up a gauge. It gives you an extra special weapon for a limited amount of time. With little pop-ups at the side there. There we go. See, I've got 11 game cheers so far, and then you can bring that into basically a whole barrage of fighters come barreling down and, you know, go crazy. So yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun when that happens. It's a very limited kind of thing though. But yeah, all in all, I like the game. I really do. It's an enjoyable shoot 'em up. It certainly is. It's very tough visually on the eyes some of the times because you've got to track a lot of things going on. It's a very busy screen. It's a lot busier than the original game. It's still just as tough as the original game, and the original game was known for its difficulty, and that's good. I do like the art style. I like the retro callbacks and all that. Maybe all the voiceover work is a bit OTT. Not a fan of all that, really. Could have done without that. You can switch it off, thankfully. The presentation is nice. It is a nice presentation. It's a nice little sort of mixture of the modern and the old. And it is a familiar game. It is a very familiar game. Maybe a bit over the top on certain aspects. It is an enjoyable title though. However, if you're a Raiden fan and you want to smash those Cranassians' ass, go and get it. It's pretty good. Thanks for watching. Novabug, out.